My name is Philip O'Connor and I'm here in Stockholm to talk about the possibility of AC Milan striker Zlatan Ibrahimovic appearing at this stadium here behind me for Stockholm club Hammarby. Now, why would one of the greatest European strikers of the last 2 decades decide to return to his native country when he could possibly play 1 or 2 more seasons abroad in Italy, in Spain, in France, where he's won so many trophies? Well, it's not as strange as it might seem. Zlatan owns about a 25% share in Allsvenskan club Hammarby, which he acquired just before Christmas. He has been here over the last few weeks training with Hammarby, and he's looked very, very happy indeed during that time. It's well known that his wife and children enjoy living here in the Swedish capital, and he is 38 years old, so there are questions over whether he can still deliver at the highest level of European football. I asked one of Hammarby's coaches, Joachim Björklund, what Zlatan could do if he came back to the Allsvenskan, and he said he could pretty much do anything he pleased.
For us it's really good. When he's here training, you can see in our players that they get motivated.
Now, the question remains, why would he do that? Zlatan has earned millions and millions of euros and dollars playing in Europe, playing in the US and the MLS for LA Galaxy. So the wages that he can expect here in Sweden, he probably makes more in 1 year than the entire league combined. So what's the financial incentive for him? It's very, very unlikely that a club like Hammarby would be able to pay the kind of salary that he would be used to. But there are external interests. One of the other major shareholders in Hammarby is AEG, and it would be in their interest to lift the league and the club as much as possible. And nothing would do that better than having him play for them. There's also a benefit for the league itself. We have to remember that the seasons are being truncated, TV money is at risk, so anything that brings interest to the league would be very, very welcome at this point in time, and nothing would do that like the return of Zlatan Ibrahimovic. There's also another factor in there as well, and that's Zlatan's love-hate relationship with Malmö FF. You may remember that Zlatan made his name there before transferring to Ajax in 2001, but since then things have soured somewhat. Last October, a statue in his honour was unveiled at Malmö Stadion. The problem being that a couple of months later, when his ownership stake in rival club Hammarby was revealed, his statue was vandalised repeatedly to the point where it had to be taken down. He reckons that he has generated an awful lot of revenue for Malmö FF and that he should be treated with a little more respect down here. Now, questions could be asked over whether it was a good idea to buy a stake in a rival club when you are so linked to and so much a part of the history of Malmö FF, but that's a question for another day. One thing is for certain, Zlatan was not at all happy that his statue was vandalised, and he hasn't at all been happy about how his memory and how his legacy has been treated by that club. And nothing would give a winner like Zlatan Ibrahimovic greater satisfaction than to sign for the club that plays its home games here at the Tele2 Arena behind me, and to really put it up to Malmö as title rivals and maybe take the second league title victory, only the second league title victory in the club's history, at the expense of Malmö FF. One thing that is certain in sport in this time is that it is a period of great uncertainty. We do not know what is going to happen, but Zlatan again, he's 38 years old. His contract with Milan goes out on the 30th of June. The season here in Sweden is due to start on the 14th of June. It is not beyond the bounds of possibility that he pulls on the green and white striped shirt of Hammarby FF, where he's currently an owner, and lights up Swedish football for the 2020 season.